Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Hello, second graders, and welcome to our science class. Our first lesson is about plants and animals or living things. Now, let's recall what are living things and what are non-living things. As you can see in these pictures in front of you, we have a tree, a boy, dogs, a dog and its babies, and a butterfly. I put these pictures, these things, in one group. In the second group, I put a car, an umbrella, a bag, and a cap or a hat. So, what traits in common between these things so I can put them in one group? What do they have in common? What traits they have? They are alive. They are alive. Excellent. They are alive. They are living things. And what about the second group? They are non-living things. A car, an umbrella, a bag, and a cap. They are non-living things. So this group here are living things, and this group here contains non-living things. Now, what are living things? Let's recall that. I know that you already know, but let's make a revision. What are living things? Look at this picture here. It's a dog and it's growing. It's growing. What about this plant here? It's growing too. It's growing too. It gets bigger. It develops. Human beings too grow. They can grow. You, for an example, you started your life as a baby, then a toddler, then a child. You are a child now. You're gonna get bigger, or you're gonna grow to be a man, an adult man, or an adult woman. And you can start your own family. You can have a wife or a husband and start a family with babies and everything, inshallah. And then, بعد عمر طويل, you'll be an old man or an old woman. You're going to be an elderly, right? So you grow. You grow. Living things are alive. They can grow. That means the progressive development of a living thing. What else you can do? What else? What traits do we have as living things? Look at this leopard here, or a cheetah. Look at this cheetah. It's running. This penguin has babies and they are moving. A lioness with its baby. And these are plants. They can also grow, and they can also make new plants. They can also make new plants. So living things, as we said earlier, they can grow, they can move, and they can reproduce. Reproduce means that they can make babies, like animals and humans, and for plants, they can make new plants. Living things have needs. Living things have needs. Plants, animals, they need water and food. They need water and food. Water and food. They also need air. Air to breathe. They also need air to breathe. So these needs for all living things, for plants and animals. Plants, animals, and humans. We all need food, water, and air. Now, plants, beside water, food, air. They also need soil and sunlight. They also need soil and sunlight. So they can make their own food. So they can make their own food. Animals, beside water, food, and air, they also need a shelter. What is a shelter? It's a place where an animal can be safe. Like birds. This bird here built a nest. This nest is a shelter for this bird. Bees, they build a hive. So a hive is a shelter for bees. This wolf lives in a cave. This cave is his shelter. So, animals, beside water, food, and air, they also need shelter. Plants, beside water, food, air, they also need soil and sunlight. Now, this is an exercise for you. A dog is a living thing, as we learned. It needs a television, it needs books, or it needs water. Of course, it needs water. Beside water, it needs food, air, and shelter. It's an easy lesson for you guys. I know that. Now, let's go to our book. Bismillah. Now, this investigation, we already did that in the classroom. I didn't bring a pet, I bring some insects. Plants need water, air, food. Now, water, air, food, I'm gonna put them in the common area here because animals and plants need air, food, and water. So I'm gonna write air, food, water in the common area. Okay? Now, plants need also sunlight and soil. So I'm gonna write sunlight, soil here. Animals, in the other hand, it needs shelter beside air, food, and water. Okay? Now, to the activities. Match living things with their needs. Now, living things need food, air, and water. They don't need electricity and cell phone and money in order to grow and survive. They don't need that. The basic needs of living things are food, air, and water. Now, to the second question, fill in the blanks with the suitable word. The words are shelter, soil, sunlight. Number 1, plants need blank to make their own food. They need sunlight. 2, animals need blank. It is a place where an animal can be safe. That's a shelter. So animals need shelter. 3, plants absorb. That means takes in. They take in. They take in. Plants absorb water and minerals from soil. Okay, that's it for today, guys. يعطيكم ألف عافية and I'll see you next time إن شاء الله.